Here's a quick guide to using Mathsbot.com, the manipulative section, and two areas from that, the Dienes block feature and the place value counters. So first of all, using the Dienes block feature, I'm going to use that to model 42 subtract 16. So for that, I only need two columns on the top right-hand side, and I'm going to put a table in with numerals. So I've got my tens and ones. So then I just need to make my 10, 20, 30, 40, and of course then just my 1, 2. So when I do 42 subtract 16, I come to my ones, and I see I've got two ones, and I want to subtract 6 ones, which I'm unable to do. So I love this feature. Just move the 10 across. I love the way how it exchanges. And so now I've got 12 ones, and then I can see how many ones I can subtract to subtract 6 ones. I'll subtract those 2 and how many more. I can see that I'll need to subtract those 2 and 4 more. I can highlight those and delete those. And so now I've subtracted my 6, and then I just need to subtract my 110, which I'll do there. And so I can see that the answer is 26. So the next calculation I'm going to model is 37 plus 25. So again, I only need two columns. I'm going to use the numerals, but I'm going to just zoom out slightly, make the blocks slightly smaller so I can fit them all in. So 37, but I'm going to make 10, 20, 30. And then actually to make my 7, just to make this easier and so that they're laid out really well, what I'm going to do is just take the 10 over, exchange, and then subtract those 3 blocks. And then it was 25, wasn't it? So then I can have 10, 20. And then again, to make my 5, I'm just going to use a 10 block. Just move that one down slightly. Use a 10 block. I'm going to hit exchange. And then I'm going to delete the 5 ones. And here, again, I can see now I've got 7 ones, I had 5 ones. And I could look here at how I could take these 3 ones to make a 10. So now I've got 10 there. And what I'm just going to do is I'm going to group them. So I can see that that makes an additional 10. And so now I just need to add my 3 10s, my 2 10s, and that one additional 10. So I can see I've got 6 10s and 2 1s. So now using the place value counters to do 428 subtract 235. So I'm going to use a table with numerals. I'm going to make my 400s. So there's 100. I'm just pressing down. So I've got 400s. My 20. And then to make my 8, I'm going to drag across 2 1s. Go to the left-hand one and press down. There we go. We've got 5 1s. And then, so now I've got a 5 and 3. I've got 8 1s. So 428 subtract 235. So I'm going to subtract 5, because I can do from the 1s. And then I needed to subtract 3 10s. So I can't do that from the 2 10s. So I drag across one of the hundreds, and I'm going to exchange that for 10 10s. And then I can subtract my 3 10s. I can subtract those 2 10s, that 1 10, and now I can see that I've got 9 10s. And then all that's left for me to do is to subtract the 2 hundreds, and then I can see I've got left 100, 9 10s, and 3 1s. And now the place value counters to model 219 plus 134. So I'm going to put a table in. I'm also going to zoom out slightly so my counters get ever so slightly smaller. And so 219, so 100 and 200, and then 110 and 9 1s I'm going to make by bring over 2 1s. Let's move them down slightly so they're in line. I'm going to click on the left-hand side and just click down. So I've got a 5 and then 219. And then to add 134, 100, 3 10s, and 4 1s. And so then again, this key idea. So the first thing that I'm going to do, so I'm going to do my 9 add 4. I'm going to take this one across here. It's going to go up, and I'm going to group all of those. So that makes another 10. And then I can essentially look at my 1s. I've got 3 1s. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 10s, and I've got 300. So I can see that my answer is 353.